Hello everyone out there on the internet, I am Jack of all trades, and here we are, Shingeki No Kyojin, Attack on Titan Season 4, the final season, episode 61 of the show, episode 2 of the final season. Yeah! So, I want to dive right in, but I'm trying to think of something to say before I do, to make it look like I've put more thought into this than just doing it spur of the moment. Thank you everyone who commented in my last video. I'm going to give a shout out to Jisaku38. Probably pronounced that wrong, sorry. Forgive me a little guide. I asked for someone to comment below phonetically how to pronounce the island that the walled civilization is on. And yeah, I'm going with parody. That's what I'm calling it. But yeah, and again, thanks for letting me know people's thoughts on the CGI this season. I do agree. I like it. And yes, it makes sense if we're going to have big Titan on Titan fight scenes and stuff, because the most we've had was sort of the wrestling between the attack on the female and the attack on the armoured, and the attack hugging the Colossal's leg. So if we're going to have multi-Titan fight scenes, and even just the war big battle in the previous episode, it makes sense from a budgetary standpoint, a practical standpoint. If I was animating this season, and it wasn't going to take me several years, I would also do CG. And it does work. I'm looking forward to seeing more of it and to how they integrate it, because again, they had that one great shot where I've gone frame by frame and I can't tell exactly when the change happens. When Reiner transforms, cuts his hand, manifests the armored Titan, and we have that shot of him and the nape of it, and it sort of forms around him and everything. That's great, that shot. That's all 2D, and then at some point it becomes the CG model. I have to assume it was 2D, and then they wound up CG models in here, but we keep drawing over it and have the 2D sort of uncover the 3D model. I'd have to assume that's how I'd have done it. Yeah, sorry, don't want to talk too much shop here. Got the episode up. I don't know what to expect, which is it's a great feeling. I said this last time. I don't know what to expect. But that's what it's always like with Attack on Titan episodes. But this season, more so than ever, because we just got introduced to a bunch of new characters. I think last episode we had 2 humans that we knew already. Where Zeke and Reiner, the quadruped or cart Titan. They refer to it as the cart. I'm gonna need to get into the habit of calling it the cart. I've just been so ingrained with quadruped over the past while. But the cart Titan, we've seen that before. And then this mysterious figure at the end who looks very older Jean-like. But yeah, without any further ado, episode 61. Here we go. Again, I'm watching on Funimation. Please support the official release of this show. Mappa, bring it home, you guys. You've got it. Again, I don't know how many episodes this is going to be. Most people who've read the manga I've seen or spoken to seem to think we're going to be getting a Season 4, or the final season, Part 1 and 2, or is somehow going to be longer than a normal 2-cour season, because there's no way they can cover everything in that amount of time, which has me very excited, because I want this to be the final season, because that's what they called it, but I want this final season to be 60 episodes. I want this to keep going forever, baby. I want... yeah, anyway. No spoilers in the comments. If you put a spoiler, that comment will be deleted. I may end up blocking you. I'm not going to tolerate that. Not for this show. I'm rambling. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Right. Well, the intro, which I don't know if we're going to start with or we'll have an opening. We have an opening. Okay. Okay, new character. McGrath, yeah, he was the general last time. We've got Zeke present. I think there was Reiner in the back there as well. Oh no, it's Colt behind him. Okay. What are we looking at that? Oh! Okay. I think that's a joke, but I could also see that being some foreshadowing for Especially if we're going full Evangelion at the end, the mass-produced Evas and everything. Requesting permission, right. Okay. Yes, because the big threat, the reason Titans are being outpaced is because they don't have the founding. Yeah. One year left. The full power of the Beast Titan, okay. Former son, okay. I like that setup, if that's the story we're going with now. I have warmed up to this intro considerably. I love this song. La vidas, la vividas, la vidas, la vividas. The repeated animation does bug me a little, because you have done a bunch of different explosions and stuff. But birds falling out of the sky. I don't know what that could symbolize yet. We do have a lot of like clouds and the weird colors and stuff. Chemical weapons, perhaps, at some point. And I love this shot. This is my favorite moment. The birds and the zeppelin, the airship. Vida, la vidas, la vidas, la vidas, la vidas, la vidas. And everything being blown away. It looks like there's a shot of the walls, like on Paradis, walls being destroyed, or at least blasted at. The rain falling, great. My war. And again, if we are getting multiple cores, I think what bugged me probably about this last reaction was the thought of this being the final intro. Midnight Train! Oh, okay. Is that a reference? We took the midnight train going anywhere. That is beautiful. Oh, okay. Doesn't actually believe it. Oh, so this is just that little city they attack there. Huh. Yeah. Yes, good. Explain this. Oh, okay, so he does, though. Oh, so he doesn't know. Oh, okay. Huh. Okay, I like that. The Zeke is sort of taking him under his wing a little. I like that relationship with these characters. And the graph. Oh, helping him light... Oh. I was like, oh, helping him light it, but then... Oh, helping him light it. I forget, have we seen people smoking before? 32 shivers. Right. Unnecessary shot there, but it looked great. Oh. Ryan is still dealing with PTSD. What the heck is going on? All these great panning shots. This is Galliard. Okay, cool. I didn't even realize this was a new character until I was so taken aback by the camera moving so much. Mappa, well done. Oh. So this is Marcel. Oh, his brother, yeah, but still. Oh, shut. Come on, Ymir was great. Yes, she willingly gave herself in for that. Oh, okay. So you're either the hammer one or the cart Pike? Pelk? It's been 2 months since I... Oh, right. Okay, that's interesting. I was gonna say, why is she walking with a crutch? It should heal up, but she's just so used to walking. That's clever! Oh, I love that! The hair... Oh, this season's beautiful! Ooh, that's a good point. If Marley no longer has use for them... Mappa, stop flexing on us. This episode has been amazing. They actually... Oh, okay, they do actually care for him. Yes, they are from Liberia, okay. Still refers to him as Mr. Brown as well. Don't make me feel for these people! Oh, I'm loving this episode! I'm certainly missing anything that the characters are actually saying that's, like, lore important. Oh, sees them ass. Oh. Oh, Reiner, buddy. Who's this? Watching them? Someone important? Maybe? Long, dark hair. Quotes, just... I was gonna say, what do... Okay. I was curious, what do other Eldians think of the whole shifter situation? Warriors. Oh. Okay. Oh, that's great. He sounds almost proud about that. I do like... He's messing with him, right? He's messing with him, right? Rhino doesn't believe that. Come on. Grice? Falco Grice? Nice, okay, interesting. Again, I'll read this card later myself, but... Falco Grice? So, his brother is also... So these are Grice's kids? As in, the Grice we knew? One of the Restorationists? Reanimated as well, that's a shot from the trailer that's different here. Obelio. Hungover. Oh, this is great. I'm loving seeing all these guys. They're human. Peak. This is beautiful. Oh my god. You can see in her eyes a little bit. She looks... You can see... They look a little similar. Vice Chief Brown, okay. I do love. Sorry, I was going to say this earlier. I'm loving the relationship between our current warriors and their candidates. So do the Grices, do Colt and Falco have? Oh my god, do they have parents? Yudo's family? Oh my god. Oh, so even the parents get red armbands too. It's like your children are doing this, you get a better state of life. Zeke, oh, so are these Grisha's parents then? Uh, yeah, they have to be. Yeah, two people came up. Gabby's parents we're gonna see as well. This is amazing! Oh my god! I didn't realize I wanted this so much. Yeah, who comes for Reiner? Reiner's family. Reiner's family. Yeah, this is a side of war that needs to be addressed. Long black hair. That might be the person who was like watching earlier. Is it Eren? I get the feeling it might be. Mappa, I'm sorry I ever doubted you. This one episode alone has sold me. So Gabby and Reiner live together? Or their families do? So they're directly related. Brother and sister perhaps as well? Right, so a lot of A's. Nephew, okay, okay. Oh my god. Nice bit of parallax. The things on the table are CG. Oh, that's great. I love that the half, it's not even half, we're addressing that. Oh. Right. They make the differentiation of good Eldians and bad Eldians, and she's fully in on it as well. Just someone just killing themselves in this interment, they just can't deal with it. And Karina. So Reiner's mom, I assume then? And thus Gabby's aunt. Yeah, that works. Oh, that's a point, yeah. He was 12 when he left. 12, he got Titan 9 years ago, so 12 plus 9. So Reiner's 21. Oh, it was a soldier who killed himself, okay. Titan Shifter's just sitting down in a room to have coffee. Does he burn his tongue again? No, okay. I'm loving Peak just lying down. Map of the world, we have a globe. Tiber family will fulfill that role. The Warhammer Titan. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Peak, yeah, we're going with Peak. Okay. Oh. Okay. Oh, they've got the room bugged. Makes sense. Means that they're not. Means that they can't be. They'll know if they try and betray them or anything. Not in this room, right? Reiner's figured this place is bugged. They have bugs. That level of tech as well. Oh, fully wooden bayonets and everything as well. That's the end of the episode. Oh my god. Yes, the ED. The full ED. Okay. Again, it seems very centered around Falco, so I had assumed he would be like our main character, but I don't know. Sketches of birds, freedom, the wings of freedom, you know. Gabby and Colt. Falco. It's projected against the wall on Paradis, possibly above one of the gates, and looks to the top of it. A bird on fire, a phoenix representing how it's passed on. Sort of. I don't know what to make of all these swirls and stuff, but this one, this last one, looks human. That looks humanoid. I'm going to show that. Someone standing in front of this big Yggdrasil-looking thing. Grabbing the light. Anime. It's an anime. You have to have someone reaching up to the sky. That's how this works. No post-credit scene. Cool. Just a preview, which I'm not gonna watch. This episode was phenomenal. I liked this episode more than the previous one. Somehow. So episode 1 was great. This trench warfare. Welcome to Attack on Titan. Episode 2 is everyone coming back from that war, and Reiner and Zeke coming back from... We don't even know if they've been home since going to Paradis. From what Reiner said, of like, oh, her 12-year-old left and came back a man, yeah. That's a weird thing to think about as well. When this show started... When I started watching Attack on Titan, I was the same age as Eren and Mikasa and Armin and the Warriors, Bertolt, Reiner, Annie, everyone who came to the wall in that first episode. I was 11 and 12 when this show came out. Reiner's 21 now in this season. I'm 20. If this ends up being a 2-part season, I will have started this show the same age as Reiner and ended this show the same age as Reiner. That's a really weird thought. And that's great as well for the time frame of this. People always bring up the massive delay between season 1 and 2, and delay is the wrong word, but that gives me a weirdly personal connection with this show. If that ends up being the case, if the final season is still airing episodes come next September, if we do a 2-part season, that'd be wonderful, and I hope for that dearly now, just so I can have that with this show, because it's going to be so weird once it's gone. But no, one of my biggest takeaways from this episode, the animation was amazing. Oh my god. Oh my god. Without swearing, oh my god. There were some shots. They didn't need to do some of this stuff. They just did it. Thank you, Mappa. My lord. So we had ones that stood out to me where we just get the camera moves around Zeke as he's talking. You didn't need to do that. You can just reverse shot. You didn't need to. But Mappa did. And we have that again later in this episode. They didn't need to do all the stuff with the camera moving for just people sitting talking, but they did. The parallax shot, I hesitate to call it that because they had CG as well, so I don't know if it technically counts, but I suppose you had the woman in the foreground with Reiner and everyone, the rest of the family around the table. That was brilliant. You could have, again, just had a static image that you zoomed in on, but no, they didn't do that. But yeah, okay, so the story. I liked that Zeke... I mean, I hate it because it's horrible, but in terms of the story, I like Zeke had to... May I speak? I'm asking for permission to give my thoughts. And it looks like they took that to heart and were like, okay, yeah, this makes sense. This is our plan from what you said as well at the end of the episode. Within a year, we will have taken parity. They push past sheets that have been hung up to dry, if any still were, if it wasn't deserted or something. But the fact that they were just, the sheets were left, it means the people that were here were left, or left in a hurry at least. And then Zeke says some interesting bits to Colt here as well. From their conversation, I can infer there is something special about just any Titan with royal blood. Specifically, Titan shifters with royal blood, whether they have the coordinates or not. Oh, that shot of Zeke lighting the cigarette and the light dancing on his face. Wonderful. Wonderful, Mappa. So yes, there hasn't been a beast like you in its history. Sometimes it reminds me of the founding Titan. Why are you so special? It's not like you have any royal blood. To which Zeke replies, who knows, guess I'll be dead before we figure it out. And I thought, okay, so maybe he doesn't know that he's royal blood. Maybe Grisha and Dinah never told him. But he goes, oh, but when you inherit my memories, you'll find out my big secret. So Zeke does know he is royal blood. He's just not told anyone, because again, you had the owl, Aaron Kruger, keeping that fact a secret, even though he did seem to kill everyone who was present there anyway. Yeah, so just by virtue of being royal blood, Zeke has a certain amount of coordinate-esque, Founding Titan-esque abilities. So I wonder if the Beast Titan always had the ability to transform people into Titans, or if that's a Royal Beast Titan thing, or if perhaps, yeah, because if it's a Royal Beast Titan thing, that kind of works with the coordinate and everything. Kind of. Again, we don't know exactly how the coordinate works or anything yet. A lot of this is still hand-wavy at the moment. But if not, then it means the Beast, among its appearance and everything, is able to turn Eldians into Titans. But then, because Zeke is a Royal Beast Titan, he's then able to influence them. Not fully control, but a certain amount of control. Because again, he was able, as the Beast Titan, first time we heard him talk, he told the Titans attacking Mike to stop, and they did. And then one of them kept going, and he crushed its head. It's like, I thought I told you to stop, or to wait. And then later we have him roaring as the beast and it sends Titans running in. We've had him, and then yes, in season 3, part 2, he's commanding the Titans. And then when he's out of the nape, just as Zeke, he's still able to command the Titans just by shouting to them. But yeah, I like. We're gonna need a follow up to this discussion at some point. And I've just thought we had that long hair person standing, looking down over them at the pier. We had then. I think it's the same person with their face bandaged up and stuff. Later in the episode, talking to Falco. I'm curious. I think that's going to be revealed to be Eren, because none of the rest of our team have. I don't think it's Hanji. I haven't an eye covered, but I think it's the other eye. And also, Hanji needs glasses, or at least a monocle, I suppose, at this point. Sorry. But yeah, no, I like the idea that we're going to follow these guys and we might just get our scouts, our previous characters, seeded throughout. So we get them little appearances like we had what I'm assuming to be Jean at the end of episode 1. We have what I assume to be Eren, which is going to be a huge thing. Yeah, if he ends up transforming or something's going to happen as a result of this. But Eren just in amongst their ranks, so we didn't draw too much attention to that. We had that one. If they didn't have that shot of someone with the long hair looking down over them, I wouldn't be assuming this, but they put attention on that, and then we saw a similar looking person within the bureau with the rest of the traumatized soldiers, so he could just be pretending to be, sort of shell shocked. And I love Zeke's response there. It's like, oh, well, once you inherit my memories, you'll learn my secret. Your secret? What's that? The special way I wipe my ass. I hope you don't tell anyone. I'm liking Zeke. I'm liking Zeke a lot. You can conquer parity in a year. It's more like I only have 1 year left to try, yeah. These past 3 years, every scout ship we've sent to parity hasn't returned. Okay. Considering 32 ships were sunk, I can't imagine a single Titan was responsible. My mind initially went to Eren Kruger just snapping one over his back, but 32, and sort of, yeah. At least 2 Titans, including Eren, must have blocked their escape. I have to assume that they're assuming that it's Bertolt, and, well, the Colossal as well. But they don't know who's eaten Bertolt yet. Zeke, Reiner, and Pike left before that happened. Although I suppose they could have been sat at the far side of Shigashina watching, but I doubt it. I'm pretty sure they would have just ran back. Yes, and Zeke's like, oh, but it's more than their Titans that pose a threat. And then, yes, I love this transition. He remembers Levi attacking him, and it transitions to Mikasa attacking the armored, because the Ackermans. But we go from Zeke thinking of something to then what is Reiner waking up from thinking about this moment. But yeah, Galliard. I like that we haven't been kept in suspense. It was just 1 week. It was just one episode of like, ooh, a new Jaw Titan. It's called Galliard. And then next episode, this is Galliard. We're not going to bother keep holding out on you. Thanks. Yeah, that's the point he makes, that Marcel protected Reiner back then, and it resulted in him being eaten. Yeah, bye. Yeah. So yeah, it seems Galliard just has all of Ymir's memories now. An impressive name for such a pitiful woman, or at least has access to them. However, exactly it works. And the camera moves around Reiner a little here as well. It's a little thing they didn't need to do, but Mappa did it anyway. It's been 2 months since I've been a human. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, because to have the like cannons and everything strapped to your back as well. In order to do that, you'd have to transform. They'd be equipped. They'd be mounted onto you, and they'd want you to stay that way. They wouldn't let her change back because then they need to do all the time to get it back on again. That's the whole thing. I like how just tired she looks. And then Reiner leaves, and we're left with our two new Titans, and they just don't. They don't want to have to fight. It's a great thing. Yeah, and then Yudo's great point. What happens if Titans become useless to Marley? Just so much movement with Yudo in this shot. This is my second time just watching this clip of Yudo, and I haven't even seen what he's talking about because I'm too focused on how brilliantly animated he is. I'm sorry. So, Galliard was in training with Reiner and the others, I assume, then? And then they went with Marcel instead. And then once Marcel was eaten by Ymir, and they came back and were like, yeah, here's what happened to Marcel. Ymir then got eaten by Galliard, who would have been next up then. Okay. Yes, so Reiner and Gabi are related. I think they're just cousins, and one of their parents are siblings in them. Because Gabi's dad is referred to as Reiner's uncle, I believe. It is sort of that thing of like, it's convenient all these characters are related and know each other and stuff. But then it's established they're all from the same internment zone. There might only be one internment zone, which would also make sense actually if they only have one camp of Eldians, because they only need them for Titan warfare. So they don't need that many. They just need the warriors and the warrior program, and then when they realized Zeke or the Beast's potential, yeah. And you even have the difference in quality of drink. You've got Colt's knocking back just red wine trickling down his face. And then in here you've got what looks to be them sitting drinking whiskey. You've got the actual shifters among them, apart from Reiner. That might be a thing as well. You've got Zeke, Galliard, and Pike sitting with the commanders, with the Marleyans in this upper class train car. I've got the rest of the Eldians just sitting on crates in another one. But Reiner's with them. I wonder if that's his choice. I like Commander McGrath being a bit more lenient with them. And then yes, so Falco and Colt, last name Grice. Curious. I see it now. Falco looks like the Grice we knew, one of the Restorationists. And I loved this moment between Reiner and Falco. I initially thought Reiner was like joking with him, but no, he's serious. It's not. We want to save Gabi from this fate. The mid-break card. Armbands are used to differentiate the Eldian devils. It is mandatory for Eldians in Marley to wear their armbands when they go outside. Failure to do so will result in punishment. Yep. Just actual like trainer signals and stuff, and steam engines. And then we get this shot. This was in the trailer. The train pulls up. It's a proper like train station, multiple tracks. Everything. Shot looking out, winding rivers, mountains, and then within this big wall at the center, I assume to be the internment zone. And the music, as Ravi comes back and is celebrating, and Galliard helping Colt over. I love the relationship between all these characters, between the warriors. They all feel Reiner and Gabi being directly related, but it feels like they are a family. Falco's like, can I trust him? Which is interesting. Is Falco keeping something secret? Or even just trust him as a friend. But Falco, yeah, I'm gonna look who embraces Falco and cult here. And the music, their parents hug them and embrace them. And Galliard comes out. We don't get to see his parents' faces, but yeah, because they are all kids. They're kids. Yeah, Reiner's in his 20s. Zeke, I assume, is in his late 20s. But yeah, Galliard, if he was in training with Reiner, yeah, he's around the same age. And Pike as well comes up, and her father comes over and coughs. He's not doing well. And McGrath sort of looks at them and turns and walks away. I'm curious what's going through his head. And yeah, Zeke's grandparents. Oh, and Zeke is so happy to see them as well. And yeah, these are Grisha. These are Grisha's parents aged up. You can see it. This is Grisha's dad. This is Grisha's mum. Oh, and they're so happy to see him too. And Zeke's like, no, I haven't achieved anything great yet. But the Grice we knew was eaten by the rest of the Restorationists as pure Titans. So is the Grice we knew an older sibling? Is he like their dad's brother or mum's brother or something? How exactly is the Grice we knew related to them? Or are that's a possibility too. Are the Eldians within this internment zone just it's a bit of a shallow gene pool, you know? I could see that could very easily be a thing. Yeah, Mum. I mean, he's smiling. He's happy to be back. And the Christ parents, yeah, we see their face there, but they seem a bit annoyed to be carrying Cole back drunk. You know, it's that guy who was barking orders at them in the trenches before. He's got his arm in a sling now. I'm sure this is Eren. This looks like Eren in the trailer. Oh, I almost wish I hadn't seen the trailer now because I picked up on Sean and Eren, but oh, and he's a huge shit. Yeah, because he doesn't even freak out when they go boom. He just gets knocked by the others. He doesn't even react. And what must Eren be thinking? And his armband's on the wrong arm because he's not used to putting it on. Yeah. Oh, yeah. What must be going through Eren's head here? Because that's the thing. How is he still himself? How much of an influence have the previous Attack Titan holders had on him? Because like, he finally got to the sea, and it wasn't impressive to him. He's seen it all before through Grisha and Kruger. That might be a thing as well, because Kruger would associate the sea as coming across and constantly killing off Patriots, turning them into Titans. Oh, my. Yeah, but in this moment of Reiner talking and they're all around the table, he's like, oh, it must have been terrible for you on that island of devils. That's the thing, he's talking ill of them a little, but not to a huge extent. He's more reminiscing. So his mum goes and closes the windows. You know, we stop talking like that. I'm thinking of Carla just now. That get that foolish notion out of your head, young man. So Eren back in episode 1. An idiot who forgot why he went to the bathroom. I'm assuming that's Connie, and I'm sorry, Connie, if it's not, but I don't think that's something we've directly seen. That might have been an insecure jerk who only thought about himself. I assume that's John, but then the next one is John. Or is it insincere jerk? I only thought about that. I don't know if I only cared about what others thought. Or he might be listing this all as one thing. But. And a single-minded fool who charged ahead. And the chumps that followed him, yeah. Eren and the others. And Gabby questions is like, they're all bad people, right? And her aunt needs to reaffirm it. That could be a thing as well as to why Gabby seems so dedicated to the cause in the previous episode, because Reiner, her big cousin was off fighting the good fight, and their family was constantly reinforcing this in her, as well as the Marleyan government, as well as the commanders and people training her. And yeah, there's no knowing when they'll release the Titans to flatten the world, and it's up to us good Eldians. And it's Karina. So Reiner's mum's called Karina. Karina Brown. Gabby Brown as well, I assume then? Reiner, Zeke, Galliard, Pike. Is it Pike or Peak? They say her name here, I'm pretty sure, again. And Colt as well. Everyone's here. It's not every day we meet in the War Chief's room. Okay, so Zeke sort of just invited them round and is under the pretense of... just for some coffee. Tea. And he talks to them about how the era of Titan superiority is coming towards an end. And as Marley becomes weaker, the Eldians are further at risk. Our existence is in danger. To rectify this, Marley must obtain the Founding Titan and Parady's resources. So yeah, because that was the thing, it's like they want the fossil fuels under Parady, but the Founding Titan is also a big incentive. And they know... Do they know that Eren has the attack and Founding? Because that's the thing. Parady's forces technically have 4 Titans. They have the attack, Founding, Colossal, and, they have Annie captive. But do they know, do the Marleyans, do Zeke, do Reiner know that Eren has the attack and the Founding? They know he has a Titan, and they know he has the Coordinate, which is the Founding. But do they know he also has the attack with it? I don't know. That might be something that's never brought up because it's not a huge thing. And they might well know, but it'll be interesting. The world must be strongly reminded of the threat that island poses. And we see a map of the world, we see a globe. It looks different from ours. I don't recognise, there seems to be one massive, big landmass, and you've got an island up to the north. And again, we're only seeing one side of it, and there's the record player blocking a bit of it. But yeah, it's not one-to-one Earth. That's good to know, because that was a thing when the map was revealed last season. I had a comment and I picked up on it as well and saw on like Google Images. Everyone was sort of overlaying. It's like, oh, if you take the map and flip it upside down and mirror it, and you're gonna overlay it with like Africa, Madagascar. But for that to work, because we know the circumference of Wall Maria, which means the landmass within the walls must be this big, and for that island must be huge, and so the actual planet itself would need to be massive if it needs to be several times larger than Earth, with Earth's geography, for that to be Madagascar. But no, it's not, and the climate would be off and everything. But yeah, we're seeing this globe. In the anime, this globe, this is Earth. It is not Earth as we know it. It's a different planet, To tell that story, we need a narrator, and he throws down this image. Now, there's this guy with long blonde hair standing behind them, and we've seen him in the trailers and stuff before. We get the Tiber family. Okay. Now, I was thinking when they said it's like, oh, they have one of the Titans, they're very sort of reclusive, they stay in their mansion. I didn't say it, but I thought of the Rices. Rod's family and everything within the walls, but seeing this picture, I am strongly reminded of the Rices in that this family has a lot of children. Because they only live for 13 years each when they're passing down a Titan. So that's the whole thing. Yeah, I'd be curious if we get more parallels with that as well, because we have 2 of them sort of in white robes, and yet the guy behind them, well, I seem to be the mum with like 4 young kids and another kid. And the family holding the Warhammer Titan. So that gives us a name. I think that's us with the name of the 9 now. We have the attack, the Founding, the armored, Colossal, female, Jaw, Cart, And Warhammer. Yep, that's 9. We officially have the 9 Titans names now. So we're... Oh... That feels weird. That feels very weird to now have all the names. I don't know how I feel about knowing that now. That's weird. But yes, the Warhammer Titan. So I assume it's that big white one that brings forth that big hammer in the trailer. The Warhammer. Which has got me thinking we've seen drawings and sketches of the Great Titan War or whatever before. And you always assumed there's a certain amount of artistic license, some artistic interpretation going on there, because we see the Titans forming the walls, and they're all sort of Greek god-looking, white hair, white beards, standing in robes, ready, and the walls forming around them. And we know, at least the one that we revealed at Cena is just a skinless face, so we know that some artistic license there. And now we can assume as well, because when they talk about the Titans and Eldia using them to fight before, there was one with stuff on its back. There was one holding weapons. I think there was one with like a helmet on. Which makes me think, oh, a helmet like armor, the armored using weapons like a warhammer, carrying stuff, the cart. That's nice. I like that these images are sort of being. They're probably not first-hand accounts as well. Those sketches we saw before. It's said that the Tybers have never sent the Warhammer Titan to enemy soil. So for some reason, the Tiber family, if they're passing down a Titan, must be Eldian. For some reason, Marley isn't sending them to enemy soil. They weren't sent to Paradis, they weren't used in this war, just there. And it is said that they have never been sent to any enemy soil. But they were influential in the Great Titan War and driving away King Fritz. I need to take that back and hear exactly how we pronounce her name. Zeke? Peak. It's Peak. It's on the top of a mountain. Peak. Okay, cool. I'm not going to correct my pronunciation throughout this whole video, but Peak. Okay. And if that's wrong as well, put it in the comments below. Tell me phonetically how to pronounce it. But from what Zeke is saying there with that little finger gun, Peak. Okay. And Reiner agrees with Zeke. Everyone agrees with Zeke is like, yes, this is a good idea. It's just a matter of convincing the Tybers to help or getting them on board somehow. And we see. Okay, it's the same asset used for the globe. I'm like, oh, we're seeing it from a different angle. Do we see more? Same asset. That's fine. VIPs from abroad will be invited to hear an announcement from the Tybers. So the Tybers have already been convinced or told to do so. Okay, so they're having a festival where VIPs from other countries will be present. Sounds like a good opportunity to do something for our scouts. The fate of Marley and the Eldians rest in this plan. It cannot fail. Reiner, am I going back to that island? It's a good setup. I don't know if we will be going back, because we weren't shown anything off the top of my head. I don't think we saw anything that looked like it was on Paradis in the trailer. There's that one bit of Levi killing Titans, but like Levi said to Hanji almost 5 years ago, last season, in the finale, it looks like they've killed off most of the Titans on Paradis anyway. When they went outside the walls, there weren't that many, because they were just being sent. And they would have stopped being sent at some point, and especially if they're stopping scout ships. Yeah, there won't be any more Titans being sent to Paradis, it'll just be the ones that are already there. And then the outro, yeah. I like it. It's not mind-blowing or anything, it's a nice sort of melancholic Kammer tune. Oh no, there's Reiner and Gabby. And Falco, yeah. All the birds taking off, and freedom, yeah. Wings of freedom, everything I've said already. Yeah, well, that was this episode of Attack on Titan. Whew. I loved this episode. This was beautifully animated by Mappa. Well done, guys. Bring it home. You've got this. Wit carried us as far as they could. They passed the baton on to Mappa. Get us to the finish line. You've got this, guys. Oh, even in the credits, it's the final season. It's gonna be weird. I'm heading home. I'm heading back to visit my family for Christmas. So the next, let me check my calendar. I think the next 2 Attack on Titan reactions. Back at my old bedroom back home up in Scotland, and then I'll be back here again for the rest of the season. That's that. I'll see you next time. Until then, I've been Jack of all trades. Bye.